was a sudden cut, and we're live. I might get some tunes on there. Let's just get something going here. 2 seconds, and yeah, I like a bit of Young Cats. Doesn't get struck for copyright either. I'll turn that down a bit. All right. And we are live. That's Young Cats on FMA. If you fancy checking them out, got a lot of tunes on here. It's all copyright free. Got to turn down the volume for myself. All right. So let's see where we're at today. So in our last episode, we managed to get some intro audio and locations working. So, I've got a second player here. I just joined the Godot community, which is on Discord. Excuse me. Highly recommend anyone that's enjoying learning a bit about Godot to join the Godot Discord community. Lots of really helpful people out there. So let's have a little preview of what we did so far yesterday. Right, so we've got a little dialogue pop up here. We've got a background image, we've got navigation, and so on. So I was thinking, what do we do next? I'd like to start a little log of what exactly we want to do and what we need to do. So we already have a little document here started. Oops! Oh no, I'm sorry, mate. I'm going to have to put it onto the next track. So this is what we were looking at right at the beginning when we were trying to work out how this is going to work. So we had locations, and we've got location names, we've got location introduction, we've got location background image. We haven't introduced any objects yet or characters, but we do have exits. So the introduction of objects would add some level of interactivity in our location. We haven't developed the player out any yet. We don't need sanity. And we've already started building our game, but I think we need to do that again. Characters, having a portrait of some kind, using what's it called? Inkle dialogue. JavaScript. Actually, I found someone. Let's have a look. So someone's actually written a Godot library for Inkle. Hang on, where is it? Here we go. InkGD. Awesome. What am I looking at here? Old, current, new edit. Godot asset library. What? Okay, not quite sure what I'm looking at here, but let's have a look at this. Right, implementation of Inkle's Ink in POD GD script for Godot with editor support. So, by the looks of things, what we have here is a system for playing the scripts, the Inkle scripts. I know so little about this at the moment. Not sure what the editor support is, but presumably that's like exporting things. Should we have a quick look? Let's have a quick look. We can actually clone the repository with GitHub. If you don't use something like GitHub, you should. It just makes life so much easier. I'll pull all the code down. I've got a Godot folder with my projects in. So this is going to create a new folder called inkgd. It's going to clone the repository straight from the site. Done. So now I can just go into Godot, switch projects, and scan, and inkgd. Let's have a look. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Wow, what on earth is this? Right, I suppose this is the editor support. So if I hit play. Wow, what? Okay, I was not expecting this. Godot unit testing tool. Okay. Run. What on earth is this? Oh, well, there we go. Oop. I have not got a clue what this is. Let's have a quick look at the site again. Implementation of Inkles Inc. All right. What is Inkles Inc? Inkles Inc. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. A scripting language for essentially for dialogues, but also for story, right? It's not quite what we want. We definitely want something like this for dialogue. Pretty cool though. To have a quick look. The intercept. I would have thought you'd better play it on. Let's have a quick download. Alright. Stick it on the desktop. Oh, I forgot. When I stream, my resolution is pretty high, so I'm just gonna pop it up to 150. Make it easier for you all to see. The intercept.exe. Nice. Nice and clean. Music. Awesome. Ooh. They are keeping me waiting. Hot 14, the door was locked after I sat down. This is cool. Well, if we had more time, I'd look at this, but got to put our time to good use. So that's quite a cool little engine. So a little game made using Inkle, but obviously they've created the structure around it, the typer, and it just ultimately reads that script, and the game's revolves around the script. So we might have something like that for dialogue with characters in the game. Let's get back to our design doc. So, all right. I'm going to create a to-do list of things we need to do at the moment. So we need to implement objects. We need to, in fact, let's break this down into the various areas. Objects. So what do we want to do with an object? We want to interact. We want to be able to take. And we don't want to use because that's inventory. Inventory, we want to be able to use. Well, same thing. There might be other things you can do. We want to make this much more flexible than your usual. Verbs. Where are we in bold here? Let's bullet point this. All right. And at the moment, we've been working on locations. So we've added the intro. Ooh, we wanted to have some sort of, so let's call it the audio engine. We want some sort of audio log or text log of audio. I don't know if that's not, it's not really part of the audio engine, is it? It's just an audio log. It's completely separate. Locations. We want some sort of transition sound. Put exit. That should be interesting. We want to have a background sound per location. We want some kind of trigger. In fact, I don't know if that's just specifically about locations. We want triggers in general. What we need is, let's say we visit a location, we talk to a character, we interact with an object. You know, if we need a trigger for any of these sort of things that essentially continues with the story, and what might that do? It might move an object, delete and exit, change a background, image, or audio. So this is the way we create the sort of feel of a dynamic game, is with triggers that change the state of the game as we traverse through it and play it. So I'm not sure how we do that yet, but we're going to have to create some kind of trigger system, and then triggers will need to be added to visiting a location, interacting with an object, and so on. So that will be an interesting challenge. Seeing as it's Sunday and it's already 9:15, I think we're going to look at something simple. Going to wrap up locations as much as we can. We'll have a look at these, see where we're at. I'm wondering where we put this. Let's have a quick look at our game and recap where we're at. So, right. So at the moment, our main game object literally creates a link to current location, updates the GUI, displays a list of exits, looks for input, and that's about it. Our locations are just state objects. They just exist. Our player seems to be where we have most of our complicated logic here. So our player is where we cue the narration. players where we change location. I think perhaps the queuing of narration should not be done on the player's side. I'm not sure why I did that. I think it should be part of the game, or it should be an object that is the narrator. Still haven't quite figured out how we're going to do that yet. There needs to be some sort of sequencing of events, some sort of control over what the next thing will be, because we don't want to just have to visit a location and then have an intro happen and then stop. We want to be able to sequence things like you wake up, someone comes in your room, someone gives you your breakfast in bed, you now have breakfast in your inventory and you're sitting in bed. You know, we want some sort of way of queuing up events. So so change location is fine for the player, because the player whose location moves around. But queuing narration seems wrong. Where is queue narration used? It's used when you change location. And queue narration is mainly interacting with the UI. Yeah, we put the narrator in the player. Doesn't make sense. I think the narrator needs to be part of the main object. So I'm going to move that. We're going to make that part of the game, I think. Or we're going to create a narrator script. Yeah, let's create a narrator object. Let's really split it out. That makes a lot more sense. So we're going to create a new scene. And this narrator is going to control all the audio in the game. I don't think we should call it narrator. We'll call it we shall call it the audio controller, because we're going to make sure that anytime anyone does anything to do with the audio and the narration of the game, this is what will control everything. So save that into scenes, audio controller, happy days. I'm going to add the audio player, audio stream player 2D to this. Whoa, okay. Do you need it? I think we need a 2D. Don't we need a node 2D for this to work? Maybe. We'll soon find out. So we're going to create a script for this. Audio controller in scripts. And get rid of all this. And we'll just paste in our queue narration. Right now, this might need tweaking because it's. No, probably not. Rename that narrator. Okay. Have a look at the script. That's fine. Game. That's fine. So player. Never really had anything, but this is not going to work. So now we've got to talk. We've got to get a link to the. Let's just switch to our player scene. Get rid of the narrator object. Is there anything special about it? No. Okay. Kill that. Player will get developed, so even if they look kind of worthless and pointless, there's a lot we can add to them. It's just making sure we put things in the right place. So now, queue narration, that should just work. I don't think anything needs changing there, because we're going back and getting the current scene tree. So we do need to add the audio controller to the game. So let's do that now. There it is. I'll pop that at the top there. Put the user interface at the top as well. And these can be locations. You can actually create a group you can just use a node and then stick all the locations in it. I do that in some of my other games. It's just accessing them can be a little bit, that's not trickier, but it would need changing. Okay, so that's fine. So I need to update the player script, and this needs to get a reference to the audio controller. So I'm going to do this basically again. So var audio controller probably still doing all this wrong, but okay, I should be back to normal. Should all work as normal.
You wake up from a deep slumber and wipe your eyes. Blinking's left done. Your mouth is dry. The automatic lights are on.
Very much coming out of my left speaker.
You're in your quarters.
It's weird. Ah, you know what it is? It's because the audio controllers are 2D. Ah, okay. So, interesting thing about Godot, obviously, it's got a system. So it's got an audio stream, but because I've used audio stream 2D, it's my object here, the audio comes out of your speaker depending on where you're located on the screen. So I'm not sure where my audio controller is on the screen, but I think it's somewhere around the left side. I'm actually going to see if I can just change that back to, I can change the script type. Where is it? Change type, there it is. So we just want an audio stream player without the 2D. Plays back audio non-positionally, that's fine. Having it positional audio might be really useful later on, but what we'll probably do is use that for objects in the room. So this is the narrator. What we want to do is add, well, we're going to be adding other stuff today, because what we want to do next is we want to add the location. I want another audio stream player, and this will be the location background audio. All right, because every location is going to have its own sound. And so by queuing up a load of different audio controllers, we could have characters around the room. So you'll hear someone talking on the left and someone talking on the right. You might hear a fan on the right, on the room you're in, and so on. So we want to give, you know, for an audio game, we want to give it more depth. Dynamic depth, so that the storyteller can throw these elements in and really have control about how they're presented. So, okay. Let's get in here. All right. So, what do we want to do next then? So we've moved that. It's out of player now. It's part of the audio controller. So, yeah, okay. Let's get some location audio. So, locations, blah, 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 introduction audio, background image. So, we want background audio. So, background audio. Let's think about how this is going to work. So, when we transition between locations, we're going to want to have the current location audio fade out and the new location audio fade in. And what I'd like to have is some sort of transition audio that we use. So we can reuse transition audios. Let's say you're walking around, then the transition audio would be footsteps. Let's say you're taking a lift, then transition audio would be the sound of the lift whirring. I'm sure we can reuse a few things for that, but it'll just give the idea that it's not just a you know, we're not playing an audio pick here, we're playing something dynamic. So, because at the moment, this, yeah, it's all very good. So we're trying to give it depth, and then obviously when Steph writes the text for this, then it's really going to make it ooze with. It's really going to make your imagination. She's a great writer in that respect. So let's have a look. Background audio is an audio stream. So now all the locations in our game will have a background audio stream. So, okay, what sort of noises do we want for our quarters? So I think I said like a dehumidifier or something. So less sort of hum of a something or other. So I'm just going to log in here. All right, that's my phone buzzing. Anyone wanting in on this live stream? Breaking news. Breaking news. I should probably give us breaking news more often, but because I mean the whole point of this stream is that I'm locked in during the coronavirus pandemic. But it turns out the Prime Minister of our country, Boris Johnson, has been admitted to hospital after failing to recover from COVID-19. But it's just a precautionary measure. But that means he must be in quite a state. So it's no joke, this stuff. Anyone can suffer badly from it. Right, okay. My social media is blowing up over this. So, right. Free sounds. Awesome website. Let's find some sounds of dehumidifier. Dehumidifier. Oh my goodness! Look at that. Let's have a listen. Now, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right noise for someone's bedroom, but that's a pretty cool sound, so I'll take that. Thank you, Nick Stage. That's awesome. Wow, 51 megs of dehumidifier audio. Fantastic. What else might we have? I'm going to ask Google sounds of a bedroom. White noise for sleeping starships. It's pretty cool. That might be nice. Let's have a listen. Turn the. Ooh. Yeah. Relaxing white noise. That's all we need. It's just a load of white noise, right? Let's rip that audio. How do we get YouTube audio? 10 hours of it. In fact, I don't need to do that. I can just type in white noise, right? Let's see what we can get. Oh, jeez. Alright, there's a skill to getting good white noise, and whoever created this knows how it's done. Wow, can we create some white noise with Godot? Because Godot's got some pretty cool audio stuff now. Create white noise. Godot. Oh. Oh my goodness. Maybe we can. I know it's being used for like sort of generation of games and stuff, but we can use this stuff for audio as well. Wasn't that there was a new Godot audio? Is it 3.2? Okay. Audio generators. Audio stream generator. Alright, what is this? Oh, wow. I mean, I've got to take advantage of this stuff, right? I mean, it's an audio game. Okay. Maybe we're going to start looking at this. Let's just see if we've actually got that. Did they add it into our audio controller? Audio stream generator? No. Where is it? It's not here. And this is Godot 3.2 stable. Damn, didn't make it in. That was April last year. I left these out at 3. Never managed to work on it again yet. He's requesting Godot 3.2. Oh, John, what happened? Well. Just check the documentation. See if I'm missing something here. Ah. Okay, so it looks like it exists, but you can't add it as a node. Yeah, okay, that's all right. We should have a look at this. Let's have a look at this code then. I don't know actually. I have a tendency to get carried away, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to bookmark that, stick it in my Godot folder. Godot audio generation. I think that can be a stream in itself at some point. I'll just bookmark this as well. Audio generator. All right, okay, we'll come back to that. We're going to rip this noise if we can. So let's see. YouTube ripper. Wow, okay. Chinese sites. Let's try this one. Okay. Oh dear. A minute. Thank you so much. All right. Audio, please. Let's try this instead. See, what you really want is something that allows you to say, I only want like 5 minutes of it. That's not all that. Oh, let's have a quick listen to this. It's not bad, but we've definitely found something better here. Let's go back to Google. Let's go for this. MP3. No, nothing's giving us any option. Wow, is it done already? Desktop. Whew, my God, that's seriously amazing. Must mean someone's done it before and it's just cached it. No idea how they do that. Downloading at some rate. Any other good sounds like that while we're at it? What else do we want? Lift noise. No thanks. Okay. Let's get this baby. We're going to fire up our audio editor, which is Audacity. Let's cut this up. Yeah, whatever. Yep, okay. Okay. So ping this in here. M4A is an advanced audio coding file without the option FFmpeg library. Audacity cannot. Okay. All right. Now I need a converter. Oh, I'm sure I know a good one. Best open source audio converter. Oh, nope, none of those are ringing any bells. I think I'm probably thinking of video converters. It's such a huge file. Maybe I should just install that codec. FFmpeg library. There we go. Windows. Ooh, the option is large Audacity, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Cannot include it. Okay. Please see this. Okay. Go to the FFmpeg download page. Click download lame and FFmpeg. Super. Install that. You learn something every day. Okay. Antivirus didn't kick off. Install it, read the license, next. Okay, super. That should be it then. I might have to reboot, right? Yeah, let's try rebooting. Audacity. Here we go again. Nope, I need to turn it on or something. Enable it. Okay. You have to locate it in libraries. Okay. Preferences. Libraries. Okay. Browse. All right. So, oops. Well, you know what? I need to free up some space. My God. Programs. Lame. It's not there. Oh, it's an executable. What? We just open this, see what happens. Maybe I downloaded the wrong thing. Maybe I'm supposed to get both. Ah, okay. There it is. Well, I've got lame now. Okay. So once that's downloading, so these are the two we're going to try and do today. We need to have a think about how I'm going to do this tomorrow. All right. Here we go. Okay. So I might put this in the Audacity folder. Let's see where Audacity is. Program 686. There it is. So I'm going to create a folder here. Libraries. Create another folder. And extract all that into there. All right, let's see if that works. Let's do that again. So libraries, there it is. Okay. Hey. And here's a huge audio file, 600 megs of audio. Let's see if we die. See if the stream locks up. Looks like a lot of things have locked up. Oh my God. All right. Wow. Yeah, it's probably a better way of doing this, just for getting a little bit of audio. But while we're waiting for that, let's look at what we're going to need to do. So we've got our audio stream program. Oh, that's location. Let's close all these. Close all these. All right. So I don't know what this white thing is, but it's something to do with, I think it's something to do with the installer. Yep. Oh, let's close that. So that's our cue narration. We'll come back to that. So we're going to have, what should we call it? So this will be when we transition audio. So actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll call it audio transition. This is going to be called generally from when location is changed, right? Transitions from one background audio to another. So it's going to get handled to the location background audio. Someone on the channel was showing me on Ready today. I'm going to use this. I'm going to have to Google how to use it. But basically, they were showing me, well, showing someone else, just like getting a reference at the beginning to the objects you're going to use later on in your script. It's really handy. Also, because you're doing it in the onReady, using this onReady var, it's as easy as that, is it? Because you're doing it up here, it's already, it's loaded when all the siblings are loaded. So it's ready to be accessed straight away. Actually, I don't know if I need to do it because the audio controller is the parent, so I can just get a link to it using $, right? Yep. All right. So let's think about how we want to do this. We want to check. I like to code like this and just pseudo code the whole thing. We want to check to see if any audio is currently playing. Yeah. And if it is, then start fading out. Check to see if new location, the one we're moving to, has an audio background. And if it does, then start fading it in, right? We also want to cue any transition sound for, yeah. Now, I don't know how the transition sounds are going to work, because if we think about it, is a transition associated with the exit, the entrance? Where's that coming from? All right. Indented block expected. Oh, I just need to put a pass in here. I'm just going to try this. Right, so if we think about the transition to elevator, that would be footsteps, right? So when I press these, boom. Now that should have transitioned footsteps. Right? We walked to the elevator. But now when we're in the elevator, all the exits all the exits should transition to sort of an elevator noise, apart from the level we're on. But okay, all right, that's fine. So that means that, it means that the exit itself has to have the transition noise dictated as part of the exit. So we need to create a 2D array. We've got to have the exit and the transition audio for each one. I don't want to make it too complicated, but I think it'll add a huge amount of depth. So I think it's really worth doing. How long have we got? Wow, okay. Wow, 9:45 already. All right, let's go for the background audio first. I think it's finished loading. Whoa, it has indeed. So we want to create a section of this and get it looping. Okay, I think I've zoomed in and out here. No, can't remember how to zoom in and out. So that's 10 hours. So I'm gonna just cut out all that, and can we zoom in? Oh, wow, been ages since I used this. Yeah, okay, we zoomed in. It's an hour of white noise. So what we need to do is try to get a repeating pattern here. So we want to think about how much memory this is going to use. Okay, so again, we should probably be loading these dynamically rather than prepping them in the system, because by having all these exist in the system, we're making it super inefficient. That said, it makes it super easy to build it up. So I think we'll see how we do for memory. Maybe we just maybe it's just dialogues we need to stream. But either way, this has got to be short. So that's 15 minutes of audio. Nope, it's 5 seconds of. Nope, 11 to 11:15. I don't know what the hell that is. 5 seconds or 15 minutes. It's 15 somethings. All right, let's turn on the looping. Where is it? It's been so long since I used this. There's a loop button somewhere. Where are you? Oh, sure, it's up here somewhere. Man, it's been so long since I used this. Let's full screen it. Anyone watching this can tell me how to do it? That'd be nice. No, I'm pretty sure it's a button. Pin. Split. Oh, I think this. No. Oh, shift space, loop play. So I can go like this now. I'll loop that bit. Let's turn off the tunes a sec. Turn this right up. Turn the music off. Turn the music off. Turn the music off. Alright. Okay, it's looping the whole section. click. We don't want that. I think probably what we want is enough that you're not listening for the click. Yeah. Okay, so what we'll do, I think that's long enough. So that long. So we'll cut that out, get rid of the rest, paste this back in. So that's our main loop. Now what we need to do is stop the clicking. So just set it looping again. Oh, that's a nice noise. Okay, so the click is caused because what happens is the waveform. So this line here is like 0 decibels, and as it goes up and down, we're creating a waveform, right? So what we need to do is just nip that at the end here, and just fade it out to nothing, right? And then right at the front, when it comes in, we fade it in. Now ideally, you'd like find a wave point section, but this is stereo. Look, it's a different wave in each. So this is why it sounds so good. It's not just simple white noise. It's phased white noise. So it's 2 patterns of white noise playing alongside each other. As far as I can see, it's a pure guess. So anyway, so we just need to fade this one in and just really carefully. And that should do it. So there's a very, very light blip there. Yeah, I mean, it's so minor. If we did any more, you're going to have this probably really noticeable drop. I am no audio expert. I've done quite a bit in my time, but there's better people for this. Got someone in mind we might bring into the stream later when we get into this hardcore. But so we're going to export this audio. It's an OGG file, and we're going to call this background quarters. All right. Now what we can do is we can now create different tones for this, right? So if I get that, it's a pretty cool noise. We're going to change the pitch slightly. So low you can't even hear it. Nope, that's way too low. Yeah. Okay. So that's a different pitch. It's going to make the file. Oh, cool. It keeps it the same size. That's great. So now we're creating a different tonal sound for the lift. So there's our background lift sound, and we'll do one more. Let's do the R&D. So what I'd like is like I think maybe a crowd noise or something. Let's go for 3 sound again. Let's go for an office chair, office ambience. Beautiful. Oh man, it's so good. If it was just a little bit louder, that'd be great. Let's just see what else there is. Turkish office.
Ya tam yorumlar falan çıktı şimdi.
pretty cool. Office drawer, no. Empty office, office 10, office ambient noise number 2. There's hardly anyone there. What's this one? Okay. Ambience. No. Okay. I mean, that's pretty cool. Like office ambience 3. So that's what is that? 2 hours long? Tell me that ain't 2 hours long. No, it can't be. Soon find out. Okay, so let's close this. Boop. Open up our new sample here. Ding. So again. Okay, let's boost this up a touch. Actually, we can actually do that in the software. Should we allow the user to customize the sound of every background audio? So you could set the volume of your background audio on the location level. Yes, let's do that. Let's let them alter it through Godot rather than here. I think that would give more flexibility to what we do. So how long is this? Quite long. No. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Yeah, I think it's fine. We'll use this. Okay, so export as OGG. And we'll call this background R and D. Right. Okay. So let's get some young carts back on the go. Frontline. Right, okay, so back to it. So what we're saying here is that our locations now will have an audio level, background audio volume. So what is a background audio level? How do you measure that? Let's have a look at the settings here. Volume dB. Volume D, volume of sound in decibels. Between 24 and minus 80. Okay. Is that an it'd be cool if I could set that up. All right, let's go into Godot. So export var background audio volume. Set it to 0, which is it'd be nice if we could set the controller here. Is there any commands to tweak the controller in Godot? So Godot min max export var. The initial value of a slider in the inspector should be handled properly. Let's just see if anyone's done it before. Godot export volume dB. That might be useful. Keep that for later. Audio buses. Yeah, so this is what we want. Decibel dB. For every 6 decibels, sound amplitude doubles or halves. So if we're clipping a sound means to mix so that the output of the master bus never exceeds 0. But wait, master bus? I think there's some stuff I need to look at here. Oh yeah, bus. Wow, okay. Oh my god, look at this. Sorry, I've not seen any of this yet. I don't know how long this has been in here, but oh my goodness, that's awesome. Okay, so solo, mute, bypass. Right, so we can actually set up, looks like we can set up different buses for different audios. So we can add a new bus, we can call this location audio. We can add another bus and call this narrator, right? And then it looks like we can feed the audio. I don't know, no idea how we use the buses. Audio buses can be found at the bottom panel of the Godot editor. An audio bus, an audio channel can be considered a place that audio is channeled through and the way to play back through a device's speaker. Yeah. So what that means then is that for each of these individual audio channels, we can add different effects, set different volumes, really give it some control. So that's cool. So if we play, I don't know if we'll actually see them playing. No, that would have been cool. Okay, see, not hearing any difference there, but so we can see the different buses we can target here. So location background audio is going to play on the location audio, and narrator is going to play narrator. Oh man, that's so cool. Look at this. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds cool. So presumably then, these buses then feed into the master bus, which then outputs. So this is the master volume here. So if I were to add, let's say I wanted to add some delay, right? Wow, do you have any control over it? Yeah, you do. Cool, that's awesome. Now we should have echo on my voice. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty funky. I'll just keep that on for a laugh. Yeah, so narration can have a kind of like a, I don't know, like it's you're thinking. I don't know. Maybe you can have a thought. Oh yeah, we could have a player. What am I saying? Yeah, we could. Yeah, absolutely. We could have a audio stream player. That is the player. So that when the player, we could have the player say stuff. Don't necessarily need to have players saying stuff. I actually like games that don't have the player speaking. But let's say we want to have that option now. We can have another bus. We can have the player, and then the player streams through its own. So now we could have different effects to make it sound like, oh, that's the player talking. I mean, wow. Okay, this is going to be pretty cool. Okay, so I don't know how to adjust the background audio volume, but we can assume that this is going to be, you know, a modifier for the volume, because now if we look at a location in our game, we should see that we've got the audio volume set to 0. So now we're going to go to quarters. We're going to set the new background audio with our newly imported background quarters audio. Happy days. We're going to set the elevator to have the lift audio, and R&D to have the R&D audio. Okay. Super. I'm actually going to do a couple more recordings right now. 10:05. You know what? No, I was going to do the intros for the other areas. Just give it a bit more depth, but I'll leave that for now. So, right. So we've written some pseudocode. Let's get rid of that crap. I'll start getting rid of all that where I can. Close that down. Audio transition. So we're going to check to see if any audio is playing. If it is, start fading it out. Check to see if the location has an audio background. If it does, start fading it in. So at the moment, all we need to do is just get the blooming audio working, right? So let's go in here. Check to see if it does start fading it in. Okay, so I'm just going to do the fade in at the moment. So we need a link to the location background audio, right? And now that has to load in the audio for the current location. Now we've done this before. I think it's in game. Is it? No. Where do we do it? Oh, no, we do it down here. So we set stream and then we play it. Where do we set the stream? We get the audio from, we pass it into the queue narration. Okay, so basically we've got to set stream and play, right? Let's just go back up. So it's set underscore stream, and then the audio for the current location. So we need to get the player's current location. So that is, I think we do that down here as well, right? No. No. Might make sense. Yeah, of course. You know what? Audio transition. So audio is target audio stream to fade in, right? So whatever we pass into this is going to be whatever it's going to start playing. So literally that just needs to be that and that. We get rid of that. So that's all we're going to do at the moment. Obviously we've got to fade it in, which is going to be a tween. So I might add a tween to this node as well. We'll use it later, but let's just start playing it first. Also, we want a loop. We need to set the stream to loop. Not sure how we do that, but I'm sure we can find out pretty quick. Loop. Nope, that's animation loop. There it is. Set loop value setter. If true, the stream will automatically loop. So set loop true, yeah? We can actually set where it's going to loop as well if we wanted to, but we don't need to do that. So, all right. So that means we just got to do this thing. All right. So now we just got to pass this in. It's audio transition when we change location. So where's our location change? It's in player, I believe. It's the player that changes the location. Change location. Okay. So we still need to do this at some point. All right. So what is the audio for this? Well, the audio for this will be expected end of statement expression. Yeah. The audio for this will be whatever the location audio is. So we're changing to this location, right? So let's use this because at this point we've got location node. All right. Yeah. So it's like this, right? And then it's location node dot, and then it's the background audio, right? Where's the background audio? Anyone remember what it is? Location scene. It's just background underscore audio. You know, I'm going to copy this though because we've got to pass that in as well. Background underscore audio. Okay. So the other thing we want to do is set the volume, right? So I'm also going to pass in the volume here, right? Which means we need to go back, just add audio, comma, volume. I'm actually going to use the word stream here because that's the type of object we're passing in, right? So just a bit more cohesive. We need to know how to set the audio volume. So let's check out volume. Volume dB, that's a video player. What audio stream player 2D, volume dB, default 00, set volume dB is a setter. Yeah. So back in here. Oh man, I love GD script. It's pretty cool. So we should just do that and then set volume. Yeah, simple as that. So we set the audio that's going to play to be whatever we pass in the stream. We turn on the looping noise, turn on the looping to true so it keeps playing. We set the volume and then we hit play. We should, because it'll keep looping, we should stop the current audio. Now that's an issue because I've just realized that if we're transitioning between two audio streams, that means we need two different audio controllers. We need a from location and a to location. Now we can't do that, can we? Because let's have a think about that. Once we start playing from, and then we go to somewhere, it stops the from. It stops the. we need two, and we need to rotate between them. So one is always active, and the other one is faded out. So we're going to we're going to duplicate this. Control D. Oh, Control D. Okay. Duplicate. Control D. Yeah. No, it's not working. Right. So we've got two background audio files. You know what? Okay. Before I start doing that, let's just try it first. See if it actually works. Set loop in audio. Doesn't like set loop. Non-existent function. Okay. All right. It's a property of the audio stream object, is it? Okay. Yeah, so basically what's going on here is we're passing in this audio stream object, but it's the audio stream object that needs to be set to loop. I don't know if this is going to work. So try it though. So audio stream dot set underscore loop. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll see. Comment that out. Let's try that. It's working. I thought it was a plane go overhead, but you can hear that noise in the background, right? Let's turn off this. Now we're getting somewhere. Now, actually, to have some kind of animation on these, maybe even just some sort of basic anims that give the screen some kind of feel, like I don't know, some sort of visual texture for the audio that's playing would be cool. Anyway, so we're in the quarters now. If we click this, we should get a completely change of tone. Yeah, it's much lower now. It's not as good as actually what we played in on the audio earlier. But back into our quarters. Yeah, so now we're already getting a little sense of presence. Yeah, you hear that? Let me turn it up a bit. Hear that? Nice. One thing I notice is that if you've got a pattern noise like this R&D does, it starts the pattern again. So it starts off with like a lady talking when we go into R&D. And obviously every time you go into R&D, it plays that again. So either we want to remember where we were in the stream and continue the loop from that point. That'd be really cool. So it just kind of freezes where you are. So we could have some sort of state history for each location so that the audio continues where it was. So you don't end up with that sort of repetitive pattern going on. But I'm pretty happy with that. That's working quite nicely. All right. So that means we can test the volume out here. That means we can go into the R&D department here, and we can whack up the volume, double it by going up to 6 decibels. Hit play.
You wake up from a deep slumber and wipe your eyes. The heating is left up, your mouth is dry. The automatic lights are on, must be morning. You're in your quarters.
Just looking at the levels of the desktop audio here. I'm sorry if I'm exploding your ears. There we go. I'm now listening at the same volume you are. Maxed out my volume. Right, elevator. And then R&D. Nice. I mean, obviously this is supposed to be like an office. It's not a great picture. So let's let's go back to our audio bus. Turn off this delay effect. Can we delete? Yeah, we can. Right, cool. Let's go for it. Just clean audio.
You wake up from a deep slumber and wipe your eyes. The heating was left on and your mouth is dry.
I hate this.
The automatic lights are on. Must be morning. You're in your quarters.
Please, staff, come and rescue me with some decent dialogue. Right, so into the elevator and into R&D. Yeah. Now we could add a cafeteria. We can add kitchens. Have different sort of environments, and to go out. Oh no, I can't go out and record these things. I'm stuck in coronavirus. Well, I might need to reach out to people that maybe ring Domino's and see if someone can record some audio in there. Anyway, great. So we've got that working. It's now 20 minutes past 10, so I'm about 20 minutes past my goal for an hour live stream each night. What was our other goal here? I'm going to bookmark this page because I want to read this later. And let's have a look at our to-do. So we've got a background sample location, but we haven't got any sort of fade out, fade in yet. So I think the last thing I'm going to do is kind of tween. And I don't want to leave that to later because this might be a bit complicated. So which one am I using right now? And if I'm using one, I want to use the other, and so on. So, so I want to see if something is playing. So audio stream player. I need something like is playing or something. Is playing. Get it. Yeah, there we go. That's true. Audio is playing. Okay, so let's go back in here and into our audio controller. So I want to do, I'm going to reach out to these two. See? Yeah. All right. So if I hit play here, what I want to do is print that. What I expect to see is true and then false, right? Because the first one is playing and the second one is not being used yet. So down here,
you wake up from a deep slumber and wipe your eyes.
Well, this started, nothing was playing when it started, so now it'll be true, false.
Must be morning.
True, false.
You're in your quarters.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to set a variable called target audio, right? And then if the first one's playing, then the target audio is going to be the second one. Yeah. And the fade out audio is going to be the first one, right? So, I'll call it fade in audio. Yeah. Else, it's going to be the other way around. So we're setting which audio bus we're going to fade, which audio bus we're going to use. And now we're going to make sure that we use expected identifier of the local variable name. Say what? Oh, where'd it go? Is that better? Yeah, you need to declare that stuff. Okay, so decide which channel fades in and which channel fades out. Okay, so now we know we want to start tweeting and fading out actually, first of all, we know that the fade in audio is going to be this one, right? So we can get rid of this because this is the one that's about to play, right? So that should just play just like it already did.
You wake up from a deep slumber and wipe your eyes.
Oh dear.
The heating was left on and your mouth is dry. The automatic lights are on.
Okay, that's weird. Oh, right. Okay, it's switching. So it's now playing on both channels at the moment because we're not stopping the other one. So that's fine. So I'm just going to, just for now, put in a stop. I mustn't forget to delete temporary shit. Excuse my French. So
wake up from a deep slumber and wipe your eyes.
We need the fade out audio as well to stop. Okay, so now at least when we change location now,
you wake up from a deep slumber and wipe your eyes.
It resets it. Okay, so now we want to test the fading in. So we need to tween audio in. We did find a little document on how to do that, and I lost it. Fade. I'm sure it's easy. Godot fade in audio. It's just going to be a tween, right? Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, yeah. So we need a event for when the music finishes. So it's pretty handy. Let's try it out. Okay, so I'll just paste this here. So we're getting a link to our tween. That's fine. Might need another tween though, right? How many tweens can a tween simultaneously? I'm guessing kind of Godot asynchronous tween. I guess we'll soon find out. I really doubt it. I think we'll probably need another tween. Oh, sorry, I'm using the wrong monitor there. I was just checking to see if the tween could operate on two things at once. But essentially what we need is a tween in and a tween out, right? So we'll come back to that. So we've also got this. They're exporting the transition durations. We're going to call it, yeah, no, that's fine. I think we should call it audio transition duration and audio transition type. Okay, fine. Okay. Don't know quite what, I can't quite remember what the properties are there, but essentially we're changing the volume from 0, which is normal, to -80, which is, you can't hear it anymore, over the period of this time, using this, which is apparently a sine wave, which is number 1, just the number 1, and we ease it in. So as it finishes, it slows down. So it's very minute at the end. It's not too sudden. So that's pretty cool. How do we link to that on tween out, tween complete? Object and key. So, okay, so I think what they're doing here is they've created a signal for the tween. So signals are cool. I haven't used one yet, but let's try one out. So into the audio controller, find the tween. We're going to call it tween out, just in case we need a tween in. Hopefully we won't need it, but we'll see. Okay, so now we need to create a signal for that, which is over here, node signals, on tween out completed. So here we go, tween completed. So we're going to create a signal here. So connect this signal to our audio controller. Yep, it's exactly the same. So it's taking us right here, see? This little arrow here. So that's it connected up. So essentially all we need to do now is just tell it to fade out. So stream player. What is stream player? It's going to be the it's either going to be the audio stream or the no, it's got to be the actual, it's got to be this. So we want to fade this out. So let's tell it to fade that one out. Yeah, here we go.
You wake up from a deep slumber and wipe your eyes. The heating was left on and your mouth is dry. The automatic lights are on. It must be morning. You're in your quarters.
I'm seeing this delaying for 10 seconds. Oh, that was okay. So that's how long I talk for. So let's just do a little thing here. So I'm going to say it's faded out. When it's faded out, let's turn off some of these prints. I've got too many blooming prints going on. All these prints. Update GUI, change location, blah, blah, blah. Delete that. Delete that. Let's should be a bit nicer.
You wake up from a deep slumber and wipe your eyes. The heating was left on and your mouth is dry. The automatic lights are on.
Okay. So now, obviously, the fade in is just overshadows the fade out. So we've got to try and create a... look at the wrong thing again. Let's close that. In fact, close all other tabs. Cool. So what's happening here is it stops. We've got to fade out, but it's just stopping it. So it makes absolutely no difference at the moment. So we might notice something if we turn those off.
You wake up from a deep slumber and wipe your eyes. The heating was left on and your mouth is dry. The automatic lights...
You can hear that fade out now. So okay, so now we want to fade in the fade in audio, right? Which means that when we press play here, we've got to set the volume to 0, right? Hit play, and then we fade it in. But when we fade in the audio, we've got to fade it into our desired volume, right? The volume that we defined up here. We always fade out to 0, but we fade in to something else. So I'm going to create a new function called fade in. At this time, I'm interpolating between -80 and 0. So actually, sorry, when we start playing, we want nothing. Yeah, and then we're going to fade it in. I think that should do it. The only question is whether we can use a single tween object. Oh, it wants volume as well. Volume. Yeah, and then this should be volume. Okay, it goes.
You wake up from a deep slumber and wipe your eyes. The heating was left on and your mouth is dry.
Okay, so for some reason, this is to fade it in and fade it out. So I'm fading in the fade in audio, fading out the fade out audio. I probably haven't got a connector on the fade in. So, oh no, I have, because it's on tween out, tween completed. Tween out? Why is it on tween out? I don't understand. Oh, that's the name of the fucking flipping object. Right, yeah, so I think we need another tween. We're going to have a tween in, right? So copy that. Seems I can't duplicate it, so add another tween. Call this tween in. And tween in has, let's get hooked up here. Super. When we fade in, we want to tween in, ease in. Now we need to create a new signal for this need. So tween completed. Yep, connect. So it's going to create a new one. So let's just move this up here. Super. And again, same thing. Oh, look at that. I don't know why it's done that. Maybe that's the correct way of doing it. Let's do it up there as well. I honestly not sure about some of the syntax. I mean, basically all we're saying here is we're explicitly defining what these types of objects are. Oh, it's because when you call these later on, if you do this, it tells you what these variables are. So you get like, it gives you a little bit of help, shows you what you need, what's going on. So get rid of that faded in. All right, okay. Let's see what we get.
You wake up from a deep slumber and
Nope.
wipe your eyes. The heating was left on and your mouth is dry.
Nope.
The automatic lights are on. It must be morning.
It's like it fades in and then fades out. I'm doing something stupid here. I think we'll pick this up on the next episode. I'm excited to get this working. It'll be so cool when it's working, but let's just have another little look. See, really what I need to do now is I need to take out anything confusing here. I mean, nothing should be playing when it first plays, right? So it maybe shouldn't fade out this. I mean, I'm just wondering. No, it shouldn't make any difference. Just wonder, it's certainly not fading in though, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. No, I think we'll come back to this. So I'll just take a little note of where we're at. Fade in, fade out. It's coming on though. That's what we're working on. So there we go, guys. More progress made. Interesting stuff today. Really like the audio side of things. Looking forward to tomorrow's hour of development, or hour and a half's development. And thanks again for joining me. If you're enjoying the stream, then please give me a comment, a like, subscribe, click that bell, notifications, and join me on the next one. Give me a hand. I'm totally open to input. And again, looking for voice actors, looking for musicians, looking for someone that's good with sound or Foley to start contributing to the project. And we should be joined by Steph again later this week. So we'll be looking to expand some of this stuff out. So, all right, guys, have a great night. Take care. Bye.